I've been meaning to watch this series for a while now, and my friend keeps on recommending it to me, saying it's one of the best animes ever created. You guys might have heard of it. Let me put it up on screen real quick. I think I might have downloaded the wrong Soul Eater. I don't know what drew me to this OVA, but what's important is that I'm incredibly confused about what's happening, and I want you to suffer with me. Usually I have absolutely no complaints about a hentai not having any sort of story, but when we've got tiger and raccoon anthros running around and beating up women, I'm going to start wondering what the hell is going on. And why are they so based? From what little I can manage to piece together from this hentai, there's some sort of MacGuffin device called the Soul Eater that someone by the name of Fujiwara Ryusuke gave to the girl called Mikoto, who's currently getting the American History X treatment. Now, I can imagine you all being just as confused as I was when I first watched this hentai, but there's a perfectly good reason for it. It's based on a very specific encounter in a visual novel by the same name. Makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Not really, because we still don't have any context, but cut me some fucking slack. Obviously I did some digging into the original visual novel, because I wanted at least some context for this OVA, but it was a right nightmare. As it turns out, the only country Shoujo Senki Soul Eater released in was Japan, meaning that there's no official English translation for it. Normally this isn't a problem, right? There's always the option of fan translations for this type of thing. Except that there wasn't. I've looked everywhere I can think of, but haven't managed to find a translated version. Eventually, I caved and figured I could just play the Japanese original release and scan all the text with Google Lens or something, but I can't even get the trial version of the game running. Really showing my lack of experience with obscure VNs right now. If anyone has any clue on how to get this game running, or better yet, you know where I can get my hands on a translated version, please let me know down in the comments, but for now, back to the OVA. Now that we've cleared up absolutely nothing, I think we can just leave the story for now. All we need to know is that there's a group of people who've just been defeated by this tiger monster guy, and that Mikoto's in for some imminent, how do I put this delicately, less than consensual intercourse. And to make things more interesting, the tiger guy decides to throw in some heroin into the mix. After having every orifice stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey, you'd expect Mikoto to catch a break. But out of the woodwork, some raccoon-looking henchmen appear and decide they also want to turn on the cock carousel, causing our poor Mikoto to have an out-of-body flashback experience back to the day her mother got the exact same treatment that she's getting now. During this flashback, we see a familiar face. It's the tiger guy. This time he's got a different gang of henchmen with him. Some wolf-looking guys and a squid who looks like he's a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Needless to say, he's my favourite character in the whole OVA. For no apparent reason. Unfortunately, he doesn't get as much screen time as I'd like him because the wolf boys hog all the fun. Reliving this trauma causes something to awaken within Mikoto as she starts glowing and shooting beams of light. Tiger Guy is unfortunately also struck, but before he dies he delivers one of the most memorable lines in the entire OVA. "You truly were the Shoujo Senki Soul Eater all along." In the end, I'm fairly pleased with this hentai. The animation wasn't anything to write home about, but it wasn't terrible either. I just wish they'd had more interesting animation loops during the sex scenes, but it still gets the job done. The voice acting was passable, and while I'd usually complain about the world building, I'm gonna cut it some slack considering we're probably supposed to have played the visual novel first. So, should you not to Shoujo Senki Soul Eater? Just because I did doesn't mean you should. So no, I wouldn't recommend it.
Hey! How about you smash right there? Smash right there!